They say everything that you want is sitting right outside of your comfort zone. Welcome everybody, this is Teddy Lim from Project Limitless, and today I wanted to go over with you 6 tips to stretch your comfort zones. Everybody has a comfort zone, and my goal for you is at the end of this video is that you're going to feel a lot more comfortable stretching and going outside of your self-imposed limits and just really be able to go out further than you have before. So let's begin. Comfort zones are an important part of life. You know, they keep you safe, and unfortunately, safety or being safe doesn't always mean being successful. You know, safe also means boring because it prevents us from experiencing that everything life has to offer. So, how do you know when your comfort zone is holding you back? Right? Here are a few signs that you may notice. Okay, one is envy. Okay, you're looking at your peers, you're looking at your partners, and you're feeling like you're getting left behind. Second of all is that envy results into self-criticism, right? Self-criticism like, oh man, you're not where you want to be. You don't have what you need to have at this point in your life, which results in you making excuses for yourself, right? It's a pattern. You start making excuses and justifying why you don't have what you need, and which actually results into anxiety about your situation. You're feeling anxious, like, oh my God, you know, I'm a certain age and I still don't have what I need to have, or I'm settling. Finally, when you get through that self-critical cycle, you start to get bored. You lose the zest out of your life, right? And finally, when you actually lose that zest, you start getting excessive stress. You get stressed out because your business or your life or your family is stagnant, or at worst, it's actually being not successful. So if you're ready to raise your standards and step your game up, then try these baby steps to stretch your comfort zone. Okay? Number 1 is play the perfect game. So the perfect game is a game that some of my mentors actually taught me. And it's very simple, because usually the rules that we create around our success in our life is ridiculously high in standards, right? So the quickest way to turn around what we call ourselves failure, or what we deem as failures or unsuccesses, is to play the perfect game. In other words, make up a better story. Think about the benefits that you're actually getting from this unfortunate event. And you know, that isn't always an easy thing to do. But when you start playing the perfect game and saying, hey, you know what? Things could have been worse, or things could have not turned out the way it should have been. There's a lesson in this. And when you find a lesson in a mistake, it already becomes a gain for you. Okay? Second is breaking the fear barrier. Breaking the fear barriers, simply playing the worst case scenario, right? For example, if you're trying to start a business and then you say, but what if I fail? Play it out step by step, right? You know, oh, my parents are gonna, look at me bad, or my friends are gonna think I'm stupid or I'm crazy, right? Play the entire scenario out. What that does is that it tricks your brain into really not knowing the known, or in other words, it's making your brain know what is about to happen. So in other words, the biggest fear comes from the fear of the unknown, because your brain's job is there to protect you. So what you want to do is to play that story out, and then once you decide that you've played this whole story out, that you're going to live through it, you're going to already have stretched your comfort zone. Play it in your mind's eye, and you're going to realize that you're a lot farther off than what you wouldn't when you started. Okay? Number 3 is detach and accept. Building from number 2, the fear of the unknown will keep you stuck forever, right? And when you let go of the expectations that you have upon yourself and actually accept the results, and when you actually take the results in as, in measured amounts, then you're stretching your comfort zone instantly and a lot more faster than when you would have if you didn't do anything. It's kind of like when you're boiling a pot of water, right? It's the temperature steadily rises up and you not noticing it, but by the end of the time that you're actually in that let's say pot of water, quote unquote, then your body has already adjusted to it, right? It could be a pot of water, it could be a jacuzzi, right? You get my point. So number 4 is hang out with somebody different, right? They say your quality of life depends on the average of the 5 people that you hang out with most of the time. Birds of a feather flock together. So when you're trying to stretch your comfort zone, simply try to find someone who's crazier, or somebody who's more successful in the area of your life that you're trying to improve, or they have more of what you want in that particular area of life, right? Don't use it as a source of comparison, whether you're a have-not or a have, but actually use it for inspiration, because your mind is going to tell you that, hey, this guy has it. And when you tell yourself that, then that's going to automatically bring into your unconscious that, hey, it's possible for him or her, and so it's also possible for me. Okay? Number 5 is imagine your success. If you spend a few minutes each day, mostly during, first upon waking or before sleeping, the unconscious mind is such a powerful resource. It has all the answers that you want out of your life. And when you actually imagine your success as it is already, then you're going to be able to bring it forth into reality a lot faster than if you didn't have. I always believe that we're in the process of creation, right? Everything that we have in our life, we created it. And whether it's a fear or a failure, we created it in our minds. So everything that you have up to this point, you created it. I created it. Everything from our relationships to our wealth to everything that we have in our lives, we created that. And it's all based on what you imagine in your head. So imagine success instead of failure. Number 6 and final tip is partner up with someone who has a similar goal as you do, or if you have a little bit more resources, hire a coach, right? I remember at one point in my life where I was so shy. I was pathologically shy, and I can't talk to anybody, right? Which is kind of hard, especially if you live in the sales industry, and if you're trying to find a date or a girlfriend, right? So what I went and did was I actually hired a social dynamics coach, and he was able to help me cut through all of my bullshit and just really create more powerful stories. He's a really great friend of mine now, which is awesome. I've had a lot of so much success. I want to be creating this video with you if not for that lesson and not for that seminar, that boot camp that I went to. And I highly recommend that if you're trying to move from point A to point B and move faster than you've ever have, hire a coach and partner up with somebody who's actually been there, done that, and they've already paved the way for you. They already know, like the snakes at the bush, so to speak, right? So, my goal for this blog is to really help empower you and to really partner up with you and give you resources that can help you grow your business. So if you if you're in that type of field and you want like more tools, and for me, all I'm getting out of it is just a connection. So click on the link below, let's connect, and we'll see you on the other side. Cheers, guys.